Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to today's explainer. We are hitting a seriously fascinating turning point today because we've officially made it to week 4. Up until now, well, you've been in the trenches. You know the exact feeling, right? Staring at a blinking cursor at 2 a.m., fueled entirely by caffeine and, let's be real, sheer willpower, just trying to force your code into existence. You've been the builder, the creator, the one wrestling with logic until it finally clicks. But today, we're looking at a completely new identity, the professional reviewer. We're literally taking everything you know about writing code and flipping the lens. You are transitioning from the creator to the guardian of quality. It's way less about laying the bricks and much more about inspecting the foundation to make sure the whole shebang doesn't collapse. And that brings us to, drumroll please, day 22. Hitting day 22 actually marks a profound shift in your journey. Up to this point, your primary goal has probably been just getting things to work, right? Duct taping the pieces together, praying the puzzle fits, and cheering when the app finally runs without totally crashing. It's a chaotic, highly creative process. But day 22 is where you adopt that professional reviewer mindset. It's no longer just about functional code. I mean, anybody can write code that a computer understands eventually, but evaluating it, securing it, making it bulletproof for the future, that requires a totally different approach. You're stepping back, putting on your detective hat, and looking at the code base holistically. This is the exact moment where good developers become great engineers.
So the specific focus for this phase of the curriculum, the absolute core theme of day 22, is automated code review. We're going to explore how you learn to rely on automated systems to seriously elevate your review process. Because here's the secret. The modern professional reviewer doesn't do everything manually. No way. Imagine reading thousands of lines of code, just scrolling for hours, looking for a single missing semicolon or an extra space. It'd be exhausting, totally mind-numbing, and frankly, a terrible use of your human intellect. Instead, professional reviewers leverage sophisticated systems to do the heavy lifting. You're going to learn how to let the machines handle all those tedious, robotic, repetitive parts. We want the machines doing the grunt work, so your uniquely human brain can focus on the complex, creative problem solving.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how we begin to unbox the automated toolkit you'll be mastering. Think of this as your brand new professional arsenal. Inside are the systems, the frameworks, and the automated tools that act as your highly efficient sidekicks. They're going to relentlessly analyze the codebase for you before your human eyes even read a single line of text. Mastering these tools, that is exactly what separates a novice reviewer who, tries to read every single line like a novel from a highly efficient professional one who knows exactly how to direct their automated assistants.
Let's actually look at the core learn objectives laid out in your syllabus. You're basically being handed an elite squad of 4 distinct automated assistants: ESLint, Prettier, SonarQube, and CodeQL. It's a formidable lineup for sure, so let's break down what each one actually does for you in practice. ESLint and Prettier, they are your frontline defenders. Prettier acts like your meticulous copy editor. It instantly ensures your code looks beautifully and consistently formatted, so you literally never have to argue about indentation or spacing ever again. ESLint is your grammar checker, stepping in instantly to catch standard, everyday syntax errors before the code even runs. Then you have SonarQube. Think of SonarQube as a continuous, sweeping inspector specifically looking for technical debt. If you're not familiar with that term, think of technical debt like taking out a high-interest loan to buy something quickly. In code, it means writing messy, overly complicated logic that works right now, but is going to be a total nightmare to update or fix 6 months down the line. SonarQube flags that debt before the interest accrues. And finally, CodeQL. This tool brings deep, rigorous analysis to hunt down complex security vulnerabilities before hackers can even think about exploiting them. Together, mastering these 4 tools represents a massive, high-speed upgrade to your daily workflow.
But here's where we have to pause, take a breath, and maybe take a step back. We have the automation, sure, but is it enough? If ESLint catches our typos, and SonarQube flags our messy logic, and CodeQL secures our gates, why do we even need human reviewers anymore? Can't we just push a button and let the robots do the whole thing? So what exactly do machines catch versus what humans catch? This right here is the central philosophical question of your Week 4 curriculum. Because to be a professional, you have to understand the hard limits of your tools just as deeply as you understand their capabilities. A tool is really only as good as the engineer wielding it.
We can think of this as the Great Divide. The curriculum introduces a totally fascinating tension here between automated processes and human review.
And to be clear, we're remaining completely neutral in this dynamic. This isn't some sci-fi bots versus brains competition where one side eventually wins and the other becomes obsolete. Not at all. Both are fundamentally necessary to ship great software. The machines offer a scale, speed, and consistency that a human could never, ever match. They can scan a million lines of code in seconds, they never get bored, they never miss a detail, and they definitely don't need a coffee break. But the human mind offers something entirely different: intuition, context, and empathy. Your mind has a deep understanding of actual business goals and the end user experience, things that a machine simply cannot replicate.
So the crucial point is clearly delineating the boundary between the machine capabilities of your four new tools and your own human intuition. On the automated side, machines catch the objective flaws. We're talking things like syntax errors, formatting inconsistencies, known security vulnerabilities, and structural deviations. It's black and white, right or wrong. This is exactly where ESLint, Prettier, SonarQube, and CodeQL absolutely thrive. But on the human side, we catch the subjective flaws. A machine can look at a piece of code and tell you if a submit button is coded correctly without errors, but only a human reviewer can look at that same code and ask, wait, does a submit button actually make sense on this page for the user? We catch errors in business logic. We evaluate architectural decisions to make sure the app can actually grow. We judge readability, asking if the next developer who looks at this in 3 years will even understand it. We ask the most important question of all: does this code actually solve the problem we're trying to solve? Machines enforce the rules, humans understand the intent.
Your source material explicitly gives you this core directive for day 22. Understand what automation catches and what humans catch. And this brilliantly illustrates the ultimate goal of becoming a professional reviewer. A true professional needs both halves of this equation to succeed. You must configure your automated tools to ruthlessly catch every single misplaced comma, hanging bracket, and potential security flaw, precisely so you can free up your own mental bandwidth. Think about it. Human attention is a finite resource. When you don't have to burn your valuable energy hunting for mundane syntax errors, your human brain is finally free to focus on the higher-level architecture. You can sit back and look at the true logic of the software, the elegance of the solution, and the actual impact it's going to have.
You are stepping into a highly efficient hybrid way of working. You now know the tools: ESLint, Prettier, SonarQube, and CodeQL. And you understand the critical divide between automated efficiency and human context. You're no longer just writing code, you are engineering quality. So as we close out this explainer and you prepare for your upcoming Day 22 work, I want to leave you with this final thought to carry with you. With the machines tirelessly handling the tedious, objective checks behind the scenes, how will your human intuition play a role in tomorrow's coding challenges?